If you blinked last night, you missed one of the most shocking geopolitical moves in modern history. Because according to President Donald Trump, U.S. forces didn't just strike Caracas overnight. They captured Venezuela's most powerful man, Nicolás Maduro, and his wife. And if that claim is accurate, it could change everything in Latin America, and far beyond. Just hours after the operation, Trump appeared before cameras at Mar-a-Lago with a message that sounded more like a warning than a briefing. If you don't know, now you know. That line was echoed by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, who suggested that dictators and drug lords across the world were officially on notice. The operation reportedly had a name, Operation Absolute Resolve. And according to the administration, it wasn't a bombing campaign. It wasn't an invasion. It was a surgically precise arrest mission, aimed at one man long accused of turning a nation into a narco-state. For years, Maduro has been accused by the U.S. of running what prosecutors call the Cartel of the Suns, a network allegedly tied to cocaine trafficking, corruption, and organized crime. Back in 2020, U.S. authorities indicted him on drug trafficking and narco-terrorism charges. Now, Trump says Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, are being extradited to New York to face those charges in federal court. If true, it would mark one of the most dramatic takedowns of a sitting foreign leader in U.S. history. But the story doesn't stop with the arrest. Within hours, Venezuela's vice president, Delcy Rodriguez, reportedly took the oath of office, temporarily assuming control of the government. Trump later claimed she had agreed to cooperate with Washington's demands, stating that the U.S. would effectively oversee the country during what he called a safe, proper, and judicious transition. He also said something that immediately set off global debate: that the U.S. has no plans to put boots on the ground, as long as the interim leadership complies. Supporters of the operation called it decisive, overdue, and necessary. They argue Maduro lost legitimacy years ago, especially after the 2024 election, which both the US and the European Union refused to recognize. From this perspective, the strike wasn't about conquest. It was about removing a criminal regime accused of exporting drugs, violence, and mass migration. Nearly 1/4 of Venezuela's population, more than 7 million people, have fled the country under Chavez and Maduro. That humanitarian collapse, supporters say, didn't happen by accident. Critics, however, see something very different. Some U.S. lawmakers and international officials immediately raised alarms, questioning whether the operation bypassed Congress, violated international norms, or risked destabilizing the region. Others accused Trump of using the crisis to distract from domestic issues, or of pursuing regime change under another name. The administration didn't deny that this was, in fact, regime change. They argued the difference was who benefits next. Trump repeatedly referenced Venezuela's oil, the largest proven reserves in the world, but also blamed the Maduro government for destroying the industry. Exports reportedly collapsed from over 3 million barrels a day to under 1 million, with profits allegedly flowing to elites instead of citizens. According to administration allies, restoring oil production could rapidly improve living standards and stabilize the country. But rebuilding a nation is never that simple. Venezuela isn't Iraq. It isn't Afghanistan. It had decades of democratic governance before Hugo Chavez came to power. Yet challenges remain massive. Foreign intelligence networks, paramilitary groups, drug gangs like Tren de Aragua, and lingering Cuban, Iranian, Russian, and Hezbollah-linked influences, according to U.S. officials. The question now isn't whether Maduro is gone. It's what replaces him. Opposition figures like Edmundo Gonzalez, backed by longtime activist Maria Corina Machado, are seen by many as the legitimate democratic alternative. Machado, recently awarded the Nobel Peace Prize, symbolizes the movement that spent years resisting the Chavez-Maduro system. But unity against a dictator is one thing. Governing afterward is another. The Trump administration insists the goal is speed, not occupation. A rapid transition, free elections, and a return to democratic norms. Whether that happens peacefully, or unravels into chaos, will define not only Venezuela's future, but America's role in the hemisphere for years to come. And here's the real question that hasn't been answered yet. Was this the beginning of a democratic rebirth? Or the opening chapter of a far more dangerous power struggle? Because what happens after the capture may matter even more than the strike itself. And the world is watching.